Welcome back to the Ruby Tuesday. My name's Ruben and this is my review for Cat, the first 3 episodes. It's a new Netflix original Indian series. Is it worth your time? Let's jump in. A former police informant is forced to become an informant again to save the life of his brother, which forces him to come to terms with his dark past. So there's 8 episodes, they range about 45 minutes apiece, and this series gives slow burn a new meaning in the word slow burn. It's a long, lots of dialogue, lots of talking, lots of mistrust on both sides, on the police enforcement as well as the drug enforcers, and the corruption within the politics nature of this storyline. And I think if you don't like that type of story, the slow burn, you're probably going to tap out within the first episode. And to double down on that, when it comes to the action, it does feel like it hasn't been choreographed well. Even during the first episode, in one of the fight sequences, you will see a fisticuff fight where someone is punching another character and it so obviously misses, and that happens a number of times, not just in the first episode, but some of the other choreographed action sequences feel like they needed a bit more polish. What doesn't need polish though is the cinematography. It looks great, especially the night sequences, the camera techniques used to show off the feeling of what is happening in the underneath of the city, what is happening in Betrayal. I think that helps us kind of draw us into the characters when we go to those certain flashback sequences to remind us what has happened when I was undercover before, and that all comes up again to our character now that is, I guess, desperately trying to find a way out of the current situation he is, but he kind of finds himself having to work for the police as an informant. He doesn't really have a choice about it, so all these feelings come to fruition. So Gurneem Singh has to work his way into the inner circle of the bad guys, and as he does that, he's obviously going to find himself confronted with his past. I think that works well here within these episodes, the ones I've seen, that the tension there within, also being found out, also whether he can get the information he needs. Will the police be satisfied with what he is giving them? Because you got to understand, the police here, they don't always seem like they are the ones upholding the law as well. It's hard to tell or differentiate between who actually is the good guys. It's more like, if you have information that we can use to better our standing in society, then we'll use that. It's more, I suppose it's more real life, although I hope there are a bunch of police in India that are, I guess, above all of that. But the amount of TV series that I've seen, especially on Netflix, like Sacred Games, the way that law's upheld, especially with the amount of law enforcement that there is, it does seem to be part and parcel with this is how you treat a person that is in captive or is an informant. Very different rule set to that what you have in the UK. Things that they do there in India would not fly here in the UK. So even the differences in the culture, I think, is an interesting watch. But when you take the music and the score and the cinematography with the tense scenes, that is when it works well. But in between that, the slowness of the pacing, the heavy dialogue, the drawn out scenes, and I would say it's very mise-en-scene in moments where it shows everything for a long time and you're hoping they will cut and edit the series, but it is drawn out again. And I think it doesn't need to be as slow burning as in the pace as it does, because there's so much of that mise-en-scene where a character is just standing around and you feel like you could have shaved off maybe 2 or 3 sequences, or you could have cut down that dialogue that they regurgitate a number of times going over, but saying it in a different way. It seems like you're getting the same information a number of times. So that was somewhat frustrating. So the acting, I feel like, is good. The intensity is there. The choreographed action sequence need help, and the editing is fine, but is very slow. So it's a mixed bag. I can't give my full review just yet because obviously I haven't seen all the episodes. Just to flag up, if you like a sort of crime drama Indian and you like your slow burn, this will be your cup of tea. If not, it may be one for you to miss. Not gonna rate it yet. Let me know what your thoughts are on this series. Thanks so much for watching, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.